Okay, here we go with some hints for the homework sheet 1 for higher 18-19. Question 1 says you have to find the equation of the line that passes through the point 2, -3, which is perpendicular to this line. Well, remember, for every single straight line we need to know 2 points. The A and the B point. Now, we know the point 2, -3, given that in the question. We also need to know the gradient. Now, from this line here, we know the gradient is 2. However, we're looking for the perpendicular gradient. So if you take the gradient, which is 2, turn it into the perpendicular gradient, and then use the point 2, -3 in the formula y minus b equals mx minus a, then that should get you your answer. Question 2, we are asked to write this in the complete in the square form. Well, remember, you take the 2, the number at the front here, as a common factor out of just the first 2 terms. Then you do the squared part, and remember the way we do the squared part is this number here gets halved. Remembering to multiply by the 2, we ask, how do we get the 7 to find the missing number at the end here? Moving on to question 3, recurrence relations. Now you should know a condition why a recurrence relation has a limit, and it's if the m number lies between certain values. Okay, so that's your answer to part A. Part B, how do we find that limit? Then we're going to use the formula. The limit is equal to b over 1 minus a. Not allowed a calculator. Question 4. Find the equation of the median through B. Now remember, a median is a line which goes through the midpoint of the opposite side. So the stages to do here, the first thing we need to do is we need to work out what the midpoint of AC is. Then we need to work out, let's call that M, sorry. Then we need to work out the gradient of BM. And then we're going to use the midpoint that you've got here, the gradient you've got here, and you're going to put both of these values into y minus b equals mx minus a. Right, we do not need to find perpendiculars for a median. We want to do that for altitudes. Question 5, we to take this graph and do something to it. What do we need to do it? Well, inside the bracket, that says move the graph 2 places to the right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take that graph and you're going to move it all the way to the right 2 places. Then we're going to use the negative sign that's on the outside, and then we're going to flip it upside down. Okay, so move the graph 2 places to the right and then flip it upside down. Question 6. What's the largest possible domain? Well, in this question we've got a square root. So therefore the largest possible domain is when this thing here, 2x minus 3, which is inside the square root, is bigger than or equal to 0. So we need to solve that, and then we need to write the domain in the set builder notation. I'll let you finish that one off. Question 7, recurrence relations again. Now please note this time, look, we're told what one value is. We're told u4. We are asked what is the value of u1. So we are going to have to work backwards to find that. Your original expression of un plus 1 equals 2un take away 4, let's put some numbers in there. u4 is equal to 2 times u3 take away 4. Okay, the number 4 is always the one bigger than the number 3, so U4, U3. Now we know from the question what U4 actually is. Right, we know that U4 is equal to negative 12. Up here, U4 equals negative 12. So I am going to put in negative 12 equals 2U3's take away 4. And it's probably better if we swap that round to 2U3's take away 4 equals negative 12. Now if I take the negative 4 over, that's going to give me 2U3's equals negative 8. And then I divide by 2, I'm going to get U3 as negative 4. Okay, so that's the first bit of the question done. You've worked out what the value of U3 is. Okay, that's the value for U3. We know that U3 equals negative 4. Now we're going to repeat all of this again, and we're going to work out what U2 is. And then we're going to repeat it all again, and we're going to work out what U1 is. Okay, so this bit of working I've done for here, which is fine, you can copy that. You repeat that, but instead of 4 and 3, we're going to have 3 and 2. And then we're going to repeat it again with U2 and U1. Question 8, the last question. What is the gradient of line L? Well, we have a little formula which says m equals tan theta. We know what the theta is, we're told in the question. Right, it's 135 degrees. So all I need to do is put that 135 into the formula and then get your answer. M is. Okay, right, hopefully that helps.